Welcome back to Asinine Radio, a weekly podcast where we talk about music, and, well, that's pretty much it. So, let's go! Oh, God! I was eating Cheez-Its.
Yum yums. This is Asinine Radio. This is the weekly music podcast where every week we take all the albums, or we take whatever band we're dude, I can't even do this. Dude, pod talking. Oy. So what we do here on this episode, we rank all the albums from whatever band or artist we're doing, and we also give our biggest banger from each of those. But before we do that, we do our 6 Degrees of Tom DeLonge. If you don't know what that is, same idea of 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, but with Tom, and then the band of the week. So while you're listening, go to Apple Podcasts, go rate, review, and subscribe to us on there. Give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. Please go do that. All social media at Asinine Radio. And we have a phone number you can call, leave us a voicemail, whatever you want. Phone number is 503. Oh, dude. Oh, man. 503-893-5307. Now that the stupid intros are over, let's get right into our 6 Degrees of Tom DeLonge. Go.
Do you have one?
I don't.
Ty.
Do you?
I do.
Oh, okay. Let's do it. Let's hear him.
I have one.
Okay.
Yeah. So, because there's only 2 people in the band, so I don't want to do Jack White. It's boring. So Meg White was supposed to have written the theme song for "Let's Go to Prison," that Dax Shepard movie.
I don't know
what I'm talking about?
Movie. No.
Oh, yeah. I mean, so Dax Shepard played in a bunch of movies that were just immediately mediocre. That one with Dane Cook, Employee of the Month or whatever with Dane Cook.
Oh yeah, that was terrible.
There was just like a run of movies that were basically like even just bad for TV movies.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So she was supposed to write the theme song for that, and it was just supposed to be like a pretty much drum and percussion only theme song and a very drum and percussion heavy soundtrack. But at the last minute, the studio pulled it. Like all of the stuff that she wrote for the movie, they pulled everything and released it, and then the movie did shit.
Of course, yeah.
Because of that. That's the reason why.
Yeah, because they pulled it. Why did they not use her stuff?
Probably because it wasn't. I mean, this is a movie that is starring people that are very vanilla, very run of the mill, and so to have a weird theme song like that's not like poppy, like The Office or something, they probably thought that it wouldn't do well.
Mm-hmm.
I would think, you know what I mean? It's too weird. It's too aggressive. But anyway, Meg White, Let's Go to Prison, and in the movie features Tim and Eric. In the movie Let's Go to Prison.
Really?
They're in there. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Eric directed the Phantom Planet music video for their song Dropped.
That's a great. Have you ever seen that video?
I didn't even know about it.
So good.
I didn't know he directed till this week.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Phantom Planet's bassist Sam Farrar.
Yeah.
So Sam has played with he played bass for a ton of people, including Hanson's third album that I thought was kind of funny.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Which Hanson's third album also has a slew of guest musicians. Michelle Branch, there's a bunch of musicians on Hanson's third album.
Did you see? Wait. Did you see Michelle Branch re-recorded her whole first record?
Did she?
Yeah, and it came out last week. Yeah,
dude, she's married to the fucking drummer from the Black Keys.
Yeah, it's so strange.
And,
such an ugly man.
And she's only done 3 albums.
No way, really?
That's it.
Really? I had no idea. What the fuck? But that first record's really good. Was it like The Spirit Room?
Yeah, I think it's called The Spirit Room.
Yeah, that's a good one. But yeah, she just re-recorded it, and he played all the drums on it, and then
of course, why wouldn't?
And then I think they both played like all the instruments on it, and they produced it together.
Well, that's cute.
Yeah, very cute, adorable.
Totes. But yeah, so Sam played bass with Maroon 5, or is playing bass with Maroon 5.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Who has Adam Levine, and this is where it gets super easy. Adam was on a Lil Wayne song, Trust Nobody, from his 13th album. Lil Wayne has an interesting history of Blink, new Blink,
God, dude,
and then
so
Blink
bad.
the Tom.
Dude, I always forget about that What's My Age Again like remix, I guess you could say.
Well, and then the tour.
Oh, dude, what a shit show.
And
that
then the
was.
tour that he dropped out of, and everyone was like, why did he drop out? And then he didn't really give like a good explanation, but realistically, he probably woke up and was like, why am I doing this? This is fucking
Yeah.
dumb.
Yep. Yep.
And said, I'm
yep.
out. I'm done. Goodbye. This is fucking, you guys are all stupid.
He was the smart one in the situation. Never thought I would say that, but he was.
But he's so much bigger than Blink in regards to selling out shows like that. Sad, but true.
Just one of the biggest like flubs in music history, I guess. Like something that everybody, or like that the record labels and stuff and the band thought was going to be wildly successful, just completely flopped.
Yeah. Yeah, then they're like scrambling to fill seats and all these massive stadiums that they did. And they were, remember,
Yeah,
like,
and they
the
were
whole
like, giving away
Vegas
tickets.
residency. And
Yeah.
like that was, nobody showed up to that either. Poor
It's
Blink.
embarrassing. Yeah. Well, it's because Tom's not in the band, man.
But it's not even Tom. Like Blink could have done that during the Toy Patch era. That's it.
Yeah, true. Yeah, they're definitely not on top of the world when it comes
But
to their music.
But even if they were massive now, this is not the crowd. Vegas doesn't want to
Yeah.
see pop punk bands. They want to see like hip hop stuff. That's the
Or
crowd.
they want to see like older stuff. I mean, that's why Elton John and Celine Dion have made their later part of their career in Vegas. You know,
Yeah.
I guess Sting is doing that too. He's doing like what Blink did, where they play like 4 weekends in a row. He's doing that in I think it's Caesar's Palace or something like that.
Yeah, Sting can do it.
Yeah, because the Police. I mean, that's why, because those songs are just so massive. But Blink never had anything as massive as the stuff that the Police put out. Not even
No.
close.
Nah.
But anyway, what were we talking about?
We're getting in the rankings.
Oh yeah, that was the 6 Degrees of Tom DeLonge. So let's get into the rankings. The White Stripes rankings. We're gonna start with their worst record up to their best, and give our biggest banger, our BB, from each record. So what do you got, Jeff? Go. Number 6.
So I don't have like a worst record. It's just my least favorite. I don't think they've made a bad record. Let me just throw that out there right now. I'm sorry. But this record I thought would be here. Some of my rankings changed dramatically, but this one I thought would be here, and it ended up being here. And that's Get Behind Me, Satan, their sixth album, 2005.
Interesting.
And just never got into this one when it came out, and on subsequent listens, never got into it. I like the sounds. I like the use of the piano. It's got a very cool bluesy vibe to it. I just don't really care for it in my White Stripes. And getting a little bit more into the new album, or not the newest album, our album of the week, they'll change some of my perceptions on what I want them to sound like. But this one, I just don't want it there. I didn't like it there. I didn't appreciate it there. I didn't want it there. But with the song Blue Orchid, that's a fucking banger. It's a killer song. Fucking rad guitar line. But overall their sound here is amazing. They sound the way I want them to sound. I just don't. The piano really just didn't do it for me at all.
Killed it. Yeah.
Passive Manipulation. This is the piano tune that Meg sings. And,
I remember that song.
Right, it's just very soft. It's just her, and I like when she does a song like per album. Like she needs one song per album, I think, and it should only be like a minute and a half, 2 minutes top. I don't want to do anything more than that. I don't want to do anything more than just one song. But she's got like a good plain old people voice. And this band like prides himself on being plain old people, but churching their music up to the nth degree. But when they just dumb it down to let her just plain old people voice shine, it really like embodies like the blues essence that anybody can just do this. Anybody can get up onto the microphone and just start speaking and just sing and just do whatever you want. And I like that because I think her voice is easy to listen to, and it's just she sounds truthful.
Yeah.
I dig.
I can see that. But I mean, that's like most indie music too. It's very plain old people music, and it's very generic. And you're right about the White Stripes. They church it up just enough to make themselves stand out from the indie scene, but they're not like outlandish enough to be in any other genre. They're pretty plain old people. And I really came to that conclusion after this week because some of these records I haven't listened to since they came out, and now I understand why I haven't. Because
They're
some
not
of it is
bad,
pretty plain old
though.
people. No, they're not bad. No, there's nothing bad at all.
It's just like listening to the fucking Foo Fighters, but like the best Foo Fighters is still not as good as Get Behind Me, Satan.
Oh, that's wrong. So number 6 for you is Get Behind Me. Is Get is Get Behind Me, Satan.
Yeah.
So my number 6 is also Get Behind Me, Satan. 5th record.
You tried to change it. And it was just worse. It was just worse.
I know.
It was so smooth. It was so good.
Oh my God, this Get Behind Me, Satan record is it's definitely their worst. It's pretty boring. I can't help it.
That's better.
I can't help it. But anyway, this record, it's definitely more acoustic based, and I do hear what you're saying. There's a ton of piano. This record would be really good if it was just Jack White with just an acoustic guitar. Leave out any other instruments, it would have been really solid. But it's way too slow. Doesn't have a lot of energy except for the one song, Blue Orchid, which I think is probably my favorite White Stripes song.
Whoa!
If not like top 3, maybe top 2. Yeah, I've always loved this song.
Wow.
Yeah, this is I love that damn song. It's so good. But otherwise, yeah, this album blows. I don't like this. I don't think it's a good album. This would be definitely sub 2. This would probably be like 1.25 on our rating system, our 3-point rating system. This would be a 1.25 for me.
Yeah,
I just care so little for it. Yeah, it's really disappointing. And then you get Icky Thump after this. I mean, this is a huge difference in not just styles, but just energy. It's a very different record. But yeah, Get Behind Me, Satan, whatever. This is my number 6. Blue Orchid, one of their best songs, if not their best song. So, what do you got for number 5?
Why is my number 5? Oh, okay. Yeah, my number 5 is I don't even know how to say it, but Day Still. Yeah, I'd say
Distigal.
Are you really? Because I'm pretty sure it's not Day Still. I think it's probably Day Still.
Nah, Distigal.
Okay. Distigal is my number 5. This is their third album, 2000, right?
No, it's their second record.
Second record, year 2000.
Yeah.
Year 2000.
Pod reading's hard, but that's fine.
This is the record I most glossed over out of all of the records, even more so than Get Behind Me, Satan. And that's not to say that I listened to Get Behind Me, Satan a ton in recent years or anything. It's just I've always forgot about this one.
Mm-hmm.
Until they did like a repressing on Vinyl Me Please, and then like it kind of blew up and it got better. And then I listened to it again then and just kind of glossed over the songs, and I was like, okay, it's cool.
Did you get it on vinyl?
No.
Okay.
No. Because I knew that I didn't like it to begin with. No, I didn't dislike it, but I just didn't like it to be a White Stripes buy to begin with. Like, it's got some incredibly different sounds on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, other than their debut and even subsequent albums, there's some really solid melodies here that just are a little bit more pop forward, and it's still a killer album. And like, I would never like change any of these songs if they came on the radio or anything. They're all really good.
Yeah.
But like, I just know they're ready to drop something that's the best of both worlds from their first album and then this one together. And so this is just kind of like a stepping stone. And this band, I mean, besides Get Behind Me, Satan, my rankings, this band just gets better and better with time. They perfect their sound, but then still go back to the original sound, but then take the original sound and tweak it a little bit, and then incorporate entirely new sounds. This band is just a band that progresses in ways that are like just fucking perfect.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that one. The last part for sure.
But yeah, my favorite track is the last track. I think it's called Your Southern Can Is Mine. Your Southern Can Is Mine. Yeah, it's a very bluesy and folk sounding song. Acoustic guitar, gang vocals with a tambourine. and a record that just like tore us apart really, with great melodies throughout the entire thing, and just honestly, like Jack White's guitar tone is just damn near unmatched. It's fucking perfect.
I know he has one of the raddest tones.
So like
And
this
knowing
record,
where he came from, makes it even cooler. But
Dude,
we'll get into that later.
yeah,
we'll
so-
get into that when we do the main album.
Yeah. So a record that just like tore you up, and then it ends on this really soft, kind of like folky, very acoustic driven blues song, was just a nice relief that we needed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's my favorite.
All right. Deja or Destigial.
Destigial.
That's also my number 5.
Oh god.
Second
damn.
record. Yeah. I'm surprised that our rankings have matched up this much. I'm very, very surprised by this. But to me, this one is just an extension of their first record. I don't think like they did anything different. I think it's still very garage rock, with some pop melodies, but nothing that stands out significantly. There's nothing that I don't remember really any of the hooks at all off this record. And the one song that stood out a bit to me would be Little Bird, because that blues guitar lick is just mixed with his guitar tone. It's so nice. It's so fucking nice. He just has this. He's an amazing blues guitar player, and I wouldn't say he's underrated, but I wish he was more popular because of his actual guitar playing and not because of his kind of weirdness and stuff like that, which I feel like overshadows a lot of his capabilities.
Yeah.
But otherwise, no, this record it's good. I mean, I'm not going to go back to this.
I mean, but if you saw this for like $10 on vinyl, like you'd probably pick it up.
$7, I'd pick it up.
If you saw, I guarantee, if you saw it for $10, you'd pick it up.
If I saw it
know
for
you
$7,
would.
I'd pick it up.
You're saying that, but I know you would for 10.
If it was free, I would definitely pick it up. But otherwise, yeah, no, this record, whatever. I'll pass. Give it a 1.5. 1.5.
Damn, we're still in the ones. I'm in the
We're still in the ones.
2.6s already.
No, you're not. Get the fuck out of here.
Nah.
This fucking guy. Nat. So what's your number 4?
Is their first White Stripes. Their White Stripes, White Stripes is 1999.
Mm-hmm.
This is their debut. It's a banger, man. This is a pretty fucking good album. It's a little unpolished in the songwriting, but it makes up for that just in pure grit. The slide guitar, when it's just Jack doing the slide guitar, because I found out this week that it's not just him doing slide on that album. When it's
Who
just
is it?
him, I don't know, it's another person that he worked with on the first album to do slide guitar also.
Okay.
But it's on point, man. And like a good slide is always going to sound great, no matter what the genre is. I think a good slide is always going to sound fucking cool.
Yeah.
But then when you put it into a cool genre, like fuck me, it's key to this sound. The garage thing
into
here,
a cool genre.
right? Because the slide guitar is so fucking rad, and to play a slide guitar is not as easy as you think. To stick that fucking thing on your finger, like you gotta ruin your frets if you start sliding that baby up and down.
Yeah, it's true. It's not
It's
an
a-
easy instrument.
It's a lot more difficult, but it's key to this sound. And the garage thing they do here is top notch. When they add these little like blues influences here, you can already tell that they're going to be unstoppable. This is a sound that was like unheard of. And this one came out kind of at the same time as the era of bands.
Yeah.
And
The Led
like
Zeppelins.
we're doing the Will Sasso thing, the Led Zeppelins, the Sums. but as much as I love like the Strokes, like the White Stripes coming out the gate with something like this and just turning everybody upside down and blowing me away, truly blowing me away.
Yeah, I mean they are, far, far, far better than the Strokes have ever been.
Ugh.
Even like
Led Zeppelin's better than the White Stripes, so let's stop talking about the White Stripes because Zeppelin's better. What the fuck doesn't even mean nothing? What does that mean?
oh, it means a lot because the Strokes are not
means
good.
nothing.
The Strokes are really not that good.
That's all you wanted to say. So just say it.
You've all been duped. Yeah, you've all been duped.
Like, you've been duped.
You, Skip, Annie, whoever else likes the Strokes, you've all been duped. All been duped. Justin, I don't know. I don't know who else likes the White Stripes. Or I mean, the Strokes.
Mm-hmm. Probably everybody because they're great.
No, they're not.
I heard that album is really great.
We'll do it on the pod, and then you'll understand why it's not very great.
I
But
still
anyways.
listen to it. It's a good album. Whatever.
Do you have it on the vinyls?
I do.
Okay, that sucks.
Well,
All right, so is that all you got for your number 4? Or?
yeah. My
Yeah.
so like the Big Three,
yeah,
Kill
what's
My
your-
Baby was always kind of like my favorite song. It's like the popular one from this album, and
Wait, what song?
the Big Three Killed My Baby.
Oh, okay.
The Big Three Killed My Baby, about like the Ford and GM and Chrysler, whatever. Kind of like the only political song they did up until Iggy Thump. And that I really like that song because that's always been like a long time one for me, and it's just really 2 fucking chords back and forth. But Cannon is my new favorite from this album. That's like right in the middle. I guess it's a Sun House cover.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that.
Dude, and it's like, god damn, he does his lead part in the last part of the song, and it just kind of like sort of falls, and it's similar to surf rock, like how the surf rock stuff kind of like like our song when we do it, and we have the lead guitar in there. It's single verb picking of that type of stuff, but he does it in a very bluesy way, and like, who does that? How do you do that? Why did
Only
you do
Jack
that?
White. He honestly, he did do a lot of rad things.
There's
Even though
nobody. There's
yeah.
nobody better than Jack White at taking the most basic fucking riff and making it into Seven Nation Army. Like
I know,
truly,
right?
truly.
Oh man, that's a song I'm sick of. That's for sure.
I enjoyed it this
But-
week.
It was all right. It was all right. So my number 4 is also.
No, it is not.
Yeah, it is.
What?
Yeah, the first record, the self-titled, The White Stripes, The White Stripes. This is my number 4. I think this album it's very garage rock. It's very raw sounding, like you said. This is a good debut record for this kind of band, and I like that it's unpolished. I think it sounds good. It sounds good in that sense, but melody wise and knowing what Jack White was able to do a few albums later, that's where this album kind of falls flat. Because it would be great like if he had those great strong melodies on some of the later records, but then threw it on this one and had that rawness to it. That would be rad. That'd be super rad. But otherwise, this album's good. I mean, I wouldn't go back to it. This is another album I wouldn't go back to. But it was a good listen through. But I'm glad they definitely got better after this. Because, fuck man, if I had to listen to 5 of these records, because really, the first 2 records are almost identical. Like like this one's barely better than the second album. Barely better.
I'd agree.
But the song I really liked was Astro. This one had that kind of like marching band, not marching band, but like a marching kind of song. It was very staccato and how it was presented, and I really liked that. I mixed that with the garage soundiness of it, or like I don't want to say lo-fi, but I guess lo-fi would be the best. No, that's not a good way to describe it. But I don't know. This album was whatever, but I mean, I would never go back to this. I would give this one a 1.75. So we're getting there. We're almost to the 2s on our.
Damn,
on our
you do
3-point
not
rating
like the
system.
White Stripes, do you?
I was actually very surprised at how kind of bland. I kind of thought a lot of their
How
music,
the
not a
fuck
lot, but
do
some
you
of their
say
music
this
was.
about the White Stripes, but you are like disillusioned to the fact that the Foo Fighters are the most bland rock band?
Oh no, they're very
of
bland.
The past 30 years.
I agree, they are very bland. But I mean, like I said, the first 2 White Stripes records and Get Behind Me, Satan are pretty bland too. They really are. They're not bad, but they're just they don't excite me really. It's not until you get to the last 3 records, or not last 3, but Elephant, White Blood Cells, and Nicky Thump, where I feel like there's like true excitement. There's some really good songwriting.
That's like your rankings.
No, it's not.
Elephant,
No,
White
it's
Blood
not.
Cells, and Nicky Thump. Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
You just gave us your 3, 2, 1.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
You didn't even know.
I
You've
do
never even
know.
been here. You've
You
never
just
even
got
been
got. You just got yourself.
here. I did not
This
get
is
got.
insane. This is
I
insanity.
did not get got.
This is Jeremy Lin sanity right now. Is what's happening.
Oh,
This
dude,
is
that was-
crazy.
That whole Lynn said it was so dumb. But no, you're wrong because
Okay.
I didn't give out my
Okay,
rankings.
okay.
That's fine. You can keep thinking that. So yeah, like I said, my number 4, The White Stripes, self-titled. Astro is the best song on there. but I would never go back to it. I would get the album if it was free, but
Oh,
other than
God.
that, nah.
that means nothing.
Okay, so what do you got for your number 3?
This is the biggest surprise of the night.
Okay.
I was surprised. This is the one I wanted to do, and then decided against it. Yeah, this has been long my favorite White Stripes album, and that's Elephant, their 5th album,
Wow.
2003.
I can't believe that.
So I'm much like you. I'm in the 1.75 realm with White Stripes as White Stripes is.
Oh, okay. So you're just being a fussy boy
no, for sure.
no reason.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
I mean, like White Stripes, their debut coming out. I mean, that's making heads turn. It's not like a great album when you get into it, but that may also only be because we now have a report card to go back to and look forward to, and we have Elephant and Icky Thump and White Blood Cells. Huh?
I see what you did. But you didn't.
Or maybe I purposely tripped it up to trick
possible.
you.
It's possible.
But yeah, Elephant, man, this is like we went from a 1.75 from White Stripes to well above a 2. I don't want to tell you what I think Elephant is, but it's well above a 2. It is
Right.
it is fucking phenomenal. All of their sounds are here. Everything you want from the White Stripes is right here. They aren't quite pushing the boundaries of songwriting because we do have Icky Thump coming up. So obviously Icky Thump's higher for me than Elephant. So they're not quite
I can't
pushing the
believe that.
boundaries of songwriting as we know them to be able to do. But here we're seeing them push the boundaries on recording, right? They're using an old 8-track. They're using no gear made before or made after 1963. And they put out as a 2-piece, a full sounding, but also somehow just really bare bones garage rock record that's some of the best it's ever been. It is unbelievable that essentially 75 to 80% of this band is just one dude.
Yeah, true.
And that's
When it really could be
unbelievable.
100% because he could play the drums better than Meg. So honestly, I think the only reason why he kept the White Stripes together was because of the brand.
Well, yeah,
Because he could have done
he likes
everything
Meg
easily.
though. He likes that he. I mean, there's been articles and stories in the past and interviews where he's kind of like laughed and scoffed it off, but it's been like a well-known thing that Meg is there to just be a very, very basic metronome to his guitar playing, and he doesn't want her to get better. He doesn't want her to take lessons. He doesn't want her to do anything fancy. And we'll hear it in Icky Thump. My God. There are a couple tracks in Icky Thump where I'm just like, don't even fucking play then. But that's why she is there, and I get it. That's rad. That's cool. And there's not a whole lot written about whether or not she contributes to like his mindset while he writes the songs. So maybe there's another thing there too, where he can bounce ideas off of her, even though he takes credit for all of it. I don't know. I don't know what goes on behind the scenes, but I don't know what that's even worth. But there's no home for you here.
Okay.
That's my new banger from this album. There's no home for you here. Now go away.
I'm surprised.
There's no home for you here. I mean, this is
Very surprised by that.
so. Again, like I came into Elephant thinking that this is going to be perfect. This is going to be the best that they've ever done because it's really good. It's really, really fucking good. And then I started reading more into like the recording, and I knew like he tried to use a lot of older equipment. But just using it wasn't just like an 8-track that somebody had like refurbed and then it worked. It was some piece of shit 8-track that he got that he made work for him. And then
Typical
to hear
Jack White.
Yeah, and then to hear a song like There's No Home for You Here, all of the dubbing and the layering that goes on to this, and then like I don't even know how the fucking 8-track works, but when I see a picture of it, it looks like shit. Like it looks terrible. It looks like something that would be so tedious and time consuming that I wouldn't even know where to begin recording
with old analog tape and shit. Yeah.
There's just no fucking way. And just like pushing the limits on an 8-track further than people have ever done because technology got better and so everybody progressed, except for him. And then he throws in like these harmonics and there's some weird like octave sounding layering, and I don't know how he's doing it with such limited technology. But he does it, and it's mind-blowing.
It is pretty remarkable. It really is. All right. So that is your number 3.
Yeah.
So my number 3 is also Elephant. And
goddamn son bitch.
and honestly, I'm very surprised. Like when you text me early this week saying, let's not do Elephant. I was relieved. I was honestly relieved because I think this is a great record, but definitely far from their best. Far from the best.
It's not far from their best. It's just not
it's far
their
from
best.
It's still good. Still good. Still good.
It was like a 1.99.
No, this is a solid 2. Elephant's a solid. I would get this on vinyl. So this is where we go from, getting it for free to actually wanting to buy it. So, yeah, Elephant is my number 3. This one has a few more ballads than the stuff before, so they were kind of getting more. Obviously, they're experimenting more, and they were kind of getting out of the garage rock scene, which is good because that can get really mundane fast, especially when you have just 2 people and only one of them is doing most of the work. So, but yeah, other than that, this is a really solid record, and my favorite song, which I think has just been a banger for as long as I've heard it, is Black Math. I mean, that song is, you can't fuck with that song. It's amazing. And after listening to it again this week, it's been a long time since I listened to it, but it sounds a lot like a riff that Queens of the Stone Age would throw out there. It's that dun 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 dun. It's like almost this like galloping staccato thing
I could hear it.
That Queens do a lot, yeah, and maybe that's why I like it so much because I'm becoming more and more of a Queensman as the years. I mean, I've always liked that band, but in more recent years, I've been getting more and more into them. But yeah, otherwise, Elephant is a solid record, but I'm glad we're not doing it for our album of the week. Let's just say that. So that's my number 3, Elephant by the White Stripes. What do you got for number 2?
White Blood Cells.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I knew this was being the top 3. Yeah, there's no fucking way.
This has to be.
This is like a good mashup of their first 2 records, and then better than both of them combined. Like they took all the best things from the first 2 records and then used those as demos to write a better album for White Blood Cells. It's incredibly raw sounding and very basic in its approach. It's gritty, it's loud, but there's also a really strong focus on melody and songwriting. And a lot of the songs here are incredibly fucking catchy. But then they're presented like Fell in Love with the Girl. Like it's just a fucking really fast, kind of like punk rock tune. And it's not even 2 minutes long.
Yeah, it's true. I think it's a minute and like 28 seconds or some shit.
It's unbelievable. And I think their best song, like the White Stripes' best song, is Dead Leaves in the Dirty Ground. Like that is...
that's a great song.
Like I think that is what perfectly sums up the White Stripes. It's fast, it's slow, it's heavy, it's dainty. It kind of like goes off in its own. It's got the bass, the bum, 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 like that basic falling riff. Everything about that song is absolutely perfect. Not my favorite song, but I think it's their best song. My favorite song from this album is Little Room.
Ah, Little Room is so good.
It's how stupid is this song? It's fucking not even a minute long. It's just, I love singing along to this, and it's just about the most gritty, stripped down shithole of a thing they could have possibly done. Like when you're writing a song, you get better and better by doing that, much as they're doing in their career at this point. But then you got to remember where you started. And so also kind of throw it back to write songs that sound like what you were doing to beforehand. And like that's exactly the career approach they have taken, even to Icky Thump, which is obviously my number 1. But
is it?
Yeah. Well, I just said White Blood Cells is my number 2.
But is it really their best? Is Icky Thump really their best though?
Yeah, I know. Dude, there's no way you think White Blood Cells is better than Icky Thump. I know for a fact that is.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. All right. So number 2 for you is White Blood Cells.
Yeah.
Their third record, and my number 2 is it's also White Blood Cells.
I know you gave yourself away.
Know,
though. Did you realize when you did it?
Yeah, like right when I said it, I realized. Fuck. I tried to play it off, but you picked up on it. You picked up on it quick.
Oh, instantly.
Yeah, I really blew that one. Like I literally read it. I was reading it too. Like I read it in order. That's so dumb. Oh man. But anyway, yeah, White Blood Cells, third record. This is where Jack decided to finally write like pop melodies, pop hooks, and it worked out very, very well for them. And I mean, Fell in Love with the Girl, that song fucking exploded. And this just has, like you were saying, it has the perfect amount of the garage rock, or kind of what they were doing best on their first two records, and just very, very much churched it up from those two, and adding all the pop stuff to it. It's a damn fine record, and I thought I would like Elephant more than this, but you know, this one kind of, it surprised me. I haven't listened to any White Stripes honestly in years, except for Icky Thump. But they're one of those bands I never really go back to that often.
Damn.
But they're always good. They're always good though. Like I don't really have anything bad to say about them. But White Blood Cells, great fucking record, and Hotel Yorba is a top 3 White Stripes song for me. That's my favorite song on this one, and I love just like kind of the folkiness of it. The stripped down feel of this song. This song this song hooked me more than Fell in Love with a Girl. I remember watching the video for this, and I thought it was such a cool song, and just it's so simple. It's so simple in how blues rock it, or how like Mississippi Delta blues it is, but then made into like a modern song. Like he encapsulated that Mississippi feel, or the Delta feel, so well for the late 90s, early 2000s. He's pretty fucking genius. So that's my favorite song, Hotel Yorba. Top three fucking White Stripes songs. So that leads us to our number 1.
Yeah.
And this actually, I mean, I joke a lot where, you know, I don't say stuff often or things don't happen often, but this does not happen often. Really doesn't.
Not in this capacity in any way, shape, or form.
Especially
Our highest has
with
been like
6
5
records. Yeah, especially with 6 records. Like maybe like if the band has like 3 records, if they have 1 record, you know, then we'll be the same. But 6 records, that's color me impressed.
Yeah, it's only happened with RTJ, and then Dead Kennedys, and then Aqua for whatever. It's like 3 records, I think.
Yeah, but those are like easy. Those are easy to you know, be the same on. But the White Stripes, I'm really surprised.
Yeah,
I'm very, very surprised by that.
This is something else.
It really is. It really is. So, yeah, stay tuned for the main episode, because we're going to get into Icky Thump, obviously, their best record. So while you're listening to that, go to Apple Podcasts, rate, review, and subscribe. Asinine Radio is a social media, and thanks for listening. Tell all your friends, and that's it. That's all. Big White.